Where are we going today?
We're going to take a little trip in the 2018 Promaster. We're in the 2018 Promaster. It's the high top with a 159-inch wheelbase. And today, rather than take a look at everything we've done in the back as far as the camper, we're going to take a look at the Promaster, the controls, some of the things I like, some of the things that I don't. And then if you're looking at a Promaster or something to start some sort of conversion, or maybe just a cargo van, whatever you're going to use it for, you'll have a better idea how these things operate. Safety first. Seat belts are pretty good. They are adjustable. And there are side airbags in here. So again, very simple, very safe, I think. Above, we have the sun visors. They're standard, nothing really big. They do unclip. They don't expand back like some do, but they're pretty big. You've got the light cluster, so these two lights come on when you ask them to come on. You can set them off, you can set them for the door. There are no lights from below the dash, which is interesting. A lot of cars have a lower light type system that illuminates where your feet are. That's not the case here. The shift is pretty much really easy to grab. Makes it real simple. It's almost like driving a bus. The steering wheel is telescopic, but it won't move on an angle. So it'll come in, it'll come out, but that's all the movement you're going to get. So if you're going to adjust to use the steering wheel, you have to use your seat. The seat, very quickly, has on the driver's side an armrest. And it's real simple to use. On the bottom of the armrest, you've got this little thing that spins. And if you spin it, it'll put it at a real high level. If you spin it the other way, it'll come down a little bit. I tend to use it when I'm driving long distances. On the steering wheel, you've got controls for your radio. You've got controls for a phone if you're connected to Bluetooth. You've also got other connections for your cruise control and those type of things. If you want to make calls from the steering wheel, you can do that. Basically, there's a tow haul button on the transmission. I believe this is 6 gears. That's what I've counted. And tow haul obviously is when you're towing. It just gives you a different ratio so you don't burn up your engine or your brakes. And that works really well. The key is simple. This thing, it's, normal, the fob, I guess you'd call it. Just do that. The accessory portion I've hardly ever figured out. It's kind of it's kind of weird. I don't know where the accessory point on the key is. Usually you can just turn on your electric system and everything works. It appears you have to turn on the car, and now when you turn off the car, you'll have accessories for about 30 minutes. The air conditioning in this thing really works very well. It heats up really well. One thing, because this thing is so cavernous, we do have this sheet. It's an old, heavy, basically a shower curtain that we put sideways, and it kind of maintains the temperature up front as opposed to in the back. When we're out and we're boondocked or camping, whatever the case might be, we'll move that curtain so these chairs can spin around. The chairs, by the way, I put the brackets in to be able to spin these things. Normally they just sit straight, and it's like the cargo van effect. Way in here, I don't know if you can actually see that, there is a auxiliary plug and another was it UBS connection, USB, and there's some other things on this side that make it very comfortable. And for a cargo van, this thing is very, very comfortable. On this side of me over here, there is a brake, and so that's your handbrake in case you need an emergency brake. You've got a clipboard, which I basically keep my reading glasses, but obviously the clipboard is for cargo van type activity. I suppose if you have directions or something at a place you're delivering to, you put them there. You've got these holes for odds and ends. On the dash also, you can unlock everything. You can, this is your emergency flashers. It's pretty simple. You've got more USB plugs here. Here's a DC volt here, and I just kind of keep that there. It doesn't allow people looking in the van to see the change. This is another little area with all kind of odds and ends. I have an emergency radio, like hand wound, some clips, just things that you might need. And then there's another glove compartment here. They're both not big, but combined you can get a lot of stuff in, so that works pretty well. Now, I did have the cab tinted. It helps a great bit. And then WeatherTech has these basically strips of plastic that fit into the window. They're molded for this particular vehicle, and they keep, if you're traveling, wind and rain and those type of things out, but they do allow ventilation. And if you're camping and bugs aren't a problem, there's no mosquitoes, I've been known to pop those open at night just to add some ventilation. The radio is real simple. The radio, you've got AM, FM. You've got an ability to play Bluetooth. It's actually a really nice radio, again, for a cargo van. The rear view mirror is pretty much useless. I do use it if we're traveling. I'll remove the shower curtain, and I like to see everything behind me if in fact things are moving around. Generally, if you're on rougher roads, there's always a question as to whether or not, if it's not tied down, you want to know if something is moving around back there. So you're asking yourself, you're saying, hey Mark, what about the passenger side? Well, I'm going to show you the passenger side. So the passenger side,
I just put my seatbelt.
okay. You're going to demonstrate it now?
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh, okay, go ahead and demonstrate. Again, you've got your side impact airbags, the seat belt. Now, one thing that the seat did not come with is an elbow rest, and so I've made one. Brendan will show us that. So that is the rest, and as you can see, it's in the shape of Florida. So Brendan's going to demonstrate very quickly how the seat turns around, pulls it up, and spins it, and then he pushes the seat actually back as far as it goes.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Business in the front, party in the back.
It's like the mullet of chairs.
It's the mullet of chairs. And the driver's side seat does the same thing. The ProMaster gets excellent gas mileage, usually between 19 and 21 miles per gallon. If I'm doing 43 miles per hour, that's the magic miles per hour, it drops down into 6th gear, and that's where you get your best mileage. On the highway, I like to do 65 and set the speedometer at that mark, and it's very, very efficient. But just so you know, if you're doing 43, 45 miles an hour in the ProMaster, you're not looking at hills or mountains. You're going to get very, very good mileage at that speed. We're still driving along. I feel like this is an episode of American Pickers. And by the way, in the background, as we pass this intersection, you'll see a van, ProMaster, that's going to be converted by somebody in the same neighborhood I'm in. Anyway, we hope you subscribe. We hope that if you want to see more, you let us know what in particular that you'd like to see. We're happy to share what we know about the ProMaster and van life. And we look forward to seeing you soon at some point. Let us know what you think of the video. Again, please subscribe. And if you can, hit the notification bell so you can get notifications whenever we publish something new. And in the meanwhile, have a great day, folks.